30 millibars of pressure drop in 24 hours, 3 inches of snow per hour, and 48 hours ago, every model said this thing would stay out to sea. Yesterday, it shifted. Today, it's aimed directly at 50 million people along the coast, and the totals keep climbing with every single update. The 6 a.m. model said 15 to 20 inches. The noon run jumped to 20 to 25, now we're staring down 25 to 30 for the Jersey Shore. I called my own sister in Philly at 5 this morning and told her, don't even think about leaving the house tomorrow. That's how serious this is getting. Drop your city in the comments right now because I'm breaking down over 70 cities today and you absolutely need to know what's headed your way. But first, let me tell you why I'm done playing nice with these forecasts after what went down during Winter Storm Fern last month. Utility companies literally turned away volunteer crews who showed up ready to help restore power. Leaked emails confirmed the whole thing. Qualified workers standing at the door and they got told, nah, we're good, while 230,000 families sat freezing in the dark for days. A father named Almao Martinez, 39 years old with kids depending on him, died from carbon monoxide poisoning trying to keep his family warm. 153 people didn't make it through that storm. And here's the part that should make your blood boil. Nobody got fired, not a single person. The same vulnerable power grid is about to get tested again. And this storm is already outperforming every forecast they put out this morning. So yeah, I ain't sugarcoating nothing anymore. You need to know exactly what's coming and you need to be ready before tonight. Now let me show you exactly why every model is going absolutely plumb wild on this one. And it all traces back to what's happening out west. See? The root cause of our monster nor'easter is this jet stream pattern in the Gulf of Alaska that's been building for days. That energy is propagating through and creating a massive ridge on the west coast. And here's the thing, what goes up must come down. That geometry is deepening our trough on the east coast, pulling down that Arctic air from Canada like you ain't never seen before. When that cold air slams into all that moisture streaming up from the Atlantic, that's when things get plumb wild real fast. This is textbook bombogenesis, where the surface low is dropping pressure faster than most hurricanes even intensify. We're talking from around 1,004 millibars this morning down to the 960s range by Monday afternoon. That's absolutely bonkers. Some model members are even knocking this thing down to 964, 965 millibars. That's a beast of a nor'easter by any measure. When that happens, you get a vacuum effect that pulls in cold air and moisture from every direction at the same time. Quick shout out to Barbara in Trenton, whose 82-year-old mother called her crying, saying she hasn't seen warnings like this since '78. And Robert in Hartford, whose 87-year-old neighbor has been calling this the big one all week, said his hip hasn't hurt this bad in decades. Y'all in the comments are the real MVPs out here. Those old-timers know something the models don't. Keep those observations coming. Now let me walk you through the timing because this is absolutely critical for your planning over the next 48 hours. Tonight we're already seeing snow showers filling in across the Appalachians, West Virginia, Western Virginia, up into Pennsylvania. By daybreak Sunday, heavy wet snow is moving into the panhandle of West Virginia, Northern Virginia, Central Maryland, Southeastern Pennsylvania. Now if you're along the immediate coast from Ocean City up to Trenton, you're probably looking outside thinking, hey, it's just raining. Don't let that rain fool you, honey. It's going to flip to snow during the day Sunday as dynamic cooling takes hold with this strengthening low. Sunday afternoon is when things really pick up from New York City south to Atlantic City. Snowfall rates hitting 2 to 3 inches per hour. And here's where it gets really wild. We could see thundersnow as far north as New York City, maybe even New Haven. When those thunderstorms slam into that Arctic air mass, that's where your heaviest snowfall is going to occur, just south of the city. Sunday evening into Monday morning is peak intensity. That's when this thing drops into the 960s and really shows what it's made of. Monday morning commute. Forget about it, brother. The I-95 corridor is going to be completely shut down from D.C. all the way to Boston. All right, hold up a second. I'm seeing a ton of comments rolling in asking about specific cities. So let me break this down for y'all. Starting with the absolute epicenter of this whole mess. And folks, lean in real close because these numbers keep going up. New York City at 18 to 28 inches with blizzard warning in full effect. Wind gusts over 55 miles per hour, creating near zero visibility. This is the first blizzard warning for NYC in almost a decade. Let that sink in for a moment. We're watching history unfold here. My buddy Steve in Brooklyn, been living there since the Ford administration, called me this morning saying this setup reminds him of the legends. Long Island getting absolutely walloped with 19 to 30 inches. Hempstead, Islip, Huntington, Babylon all under blizzard warning tonight. The national blend of models is showing close to 30 inches for the entire state of New Jersey. And brother, that ain't the high end anymore. Boston at 20 to 30 inches with legitimate blizzard conditions. This could be the heaviest February snow they've seen in years. Plymouth looking at close to 20 inches on the low end. Providence checking in with 14 to 23 inches. Rhode Island is about to disappear. All right, pause here for a second. This video is absolutely blowing up and I'm seeing comments from all over the Northeast rolling in. Drop a snowflake emoji if you're watching from somewhere that's about to get buried. Let me see where all my people are at right now. Philadelphia at 16 to 25 inches with blizzard warning. And here's the thing that's tricky about Philly's situation. Philly sits in the critical zone right on that rain-snow line. It could start as rain then flip to heavy snow real quick. The Euro AI is showing maybe 7 inches on the low end, but the high-end national blend shows close to 2 feet for the city. That's a massive spread there. But that's the fun of these nor'easters. I do not envy your local meteorologist one bit right now. Washington, D.C. at 10 to 17 inches. Could even push toward a foot on the high end. Heavy snow plus wind hammering the capital all day. I know D.C. ain't exactly famous for handling snow with any kind of grace, so Monday and Tuesday are definitely stay-home days. Don't even try it. Baltimore at 12 to 20 inches with serious blizzard potential. You're right, smack in the middle of that heavy snow corridor. The Delmarva Peninsula is where models are showing some of the craziest totals. We're talking 2 feet plus in some spots out there. Richmond, Virginia is interesting because it starts as rain and switches over. Looking at 8 to 14 inches of that nasty mix. Virginia Beach and Hampton at 7 to 12 inches with coastal flooding concerns. That snow-rain mix is going to be ugly down there. Norfolk getting the same treatment. That whole Tidewater region is dealing with the combo of heavy mix and flood issues all night. Now let me hit the mid-Atlantic inland areas because there's a big question about where exactly the snow cutoff is going to land. See? We're definitely getting buried along the coast. But does this bury 100 or 200 miles inland or does it drop off sharp? The Euro suggests a pretty sharp cutoff with maybe only 7 inches in Philly while the coast gets hammered with 18 plus. But the national blend is showing that snow going farther inland, 2 feet in Philly, 10 in Harrisburg, 14 in Scranton worst case. Eastern Pennsylvania in particular has trended up hard from previous runs. Wouldn't shock me to see 18 inches in some spots out there. Pittsburgh at 10 to 16 inches with heavy snow. Steel City is definitely in the game even though you're farther from the coast. Hartford, Connecticut at 10 inches on the low end. Springfield, Mass around 8, but those numbers could easily climb higher by morning. Worcester at 16 to 25 inches. That higher terrain west of Boston is going to pile up snow like nobody's business tonight. Albany at around 8 inches. You're getting the wraparound snow, but not quite in the bullseye for the absolute heaviest stuff. Patricia from Columbus just messaged saying she hasn't seen this many inches forecasted since she was watching the news with her daddy as a kid. And Mike from Buffalo says bring it on. And honestly, y'all are built different up there. I genuinely believe that at this point. Now here's what's happening up in the Great Lakes region because y'all are getting your own version of this chaos on top of everything. Buffalo at 20 to 32 inches combining lake effect with this nor'easter wraparound. That lake effect machine is absolutely cranking. Cleveland at 14 to 22 inches with lake effect blizzard conditions. That I-90 corridor is going to be completely impassable. Detroit at 12 to 18 inches getting double teamed by lake effect and the main storm. Motor City is taking it from both sides tonight. Chicago at 10 to 16 inches with heavy lake effect snow continuing. Winter storm warning across all of Chicagoland right now. Milwaukee at 12 to 17 inches. Minneapolis, St. Paul at 10 to 17. The whole upper Midwest is getting buried right alongside the coast. Grand Rapids at 10 to 16. Toledo at 10 to 16. Columbus at 8 to 14. The Ohio Valley is very much in this thing. Indianapolis at 9 to 15 inches with heavy snow. Fort Wayne at 9 to 14, Cincinnati at 7 to 13. This storm has serious reach. Now, while the East is getting buried, let me quick mention what's happening out west because it's a whole different mess out there. An atmospheric river is dumping 5 to 10 inches of rain across the Pacific Northwest with flash flood warnings popping up everywhere. Seattle at 49 degrees with nearly 1.5 inches of rain. Portland at 51 with almost 2 inches. Serious flooding concerns out there. San Francisco getting hammered too. Sacramento soggy. Basically the whole West Coast dealing with its own brand of weather mayhem. But let's get back to the main event because there's some really important safety stuff I absolutely need to cover right now. This ain't going to be light fluffy powder you can push around with a broom. This is heavy wet cement snow that snaps power lines like twigs. When you combine that heavy snow with 50 to 70 miles per hour gusts, you get whiteout conditions and widespread power outages guaranteed. The blizzard warnings from Ocean City all the way up to Cape Cod exist for a reason. This is going to be genuinely dangerous out there. Snow drifts are going to pile up several feet high. Coastal flooding is a real threat, and travel is going to be darn near impossible. Now, if you've got a generator, I need you to really hear me on this one because this is life and death serious. Last month, a family of 4 in Jersey ran their generator in the garage because it was cold. All 4 of them gone by morning. That ain't a scare tactic, that's a news story from 3 weeks ago, and it's exactly how Almao Martinez died during Fern. That generator goes outside, 20 feet from any window or door. No exceptions, no, I'll crack the garage door. None of that. Carbon monoxide has no smell, no color, and by the time you start feeling woozy, it's already too late to save yourself. I've read the incident reports from Fern. Those stories will keep you up at night. Please don't become one of them. And here's the thing about shoveling this heavy wet snow. Take it real slow. Take breaks every 15 minutes. Stay hydrated out there. Every single year we lose folks because they tried to clear their driveway too fast. Don't be a hero. The snow will still be there in an hour. Check on your elderly neighbors tonight. A quick phone call could genuinely be the difference between life and death this weekend. If you're over 60 and living by yourself, please reach out to someone right now. Give a neighbor your number. Pride ain't worth your life. Stock up on food, water, medications, flashlights, anything you'd need for 2 to 3 days without power or leaving your house. Charge all your devices right now while you still got juice, phones, tablets, those portable battery packs, everything you own. Now here's what I want you to do. Screenshot this prediction right now because we're going to see how it plays out together. Boston ends up over 24 inches. Long Island breaks 26 and the Jersey Shore sees close to 2 feet when all is said and done. If I'm wrong on all 3, y'all can roast me in Wednesday's video, but if I nail it, you owe me a subscribe and a share. Fair deal. Now let me tell you what happens after this monster clears out because we ain't done with winter just yet. Not by a long shot. Behind this nor'easter, an Arctic blast is going to crash temps 10 to 20 degrees below normal across the entire eastern half of the country. You're going to feel that chill all the way through the middle of next week, so don't even think about putting away those heavy coats. And here's the kicker. We've got another clipper system coming Tuesday into Wednesday, bringing additional snow to the Great Lakes and Northeast. That's followed by signals of yet another system Thursday, Friday. And there's something about that one I'm genuinely nervous about. Some models are playing an ice storm game along the I-95 corridor later this week, but I'm going to save that full breakdown for tomorrow's video. Now here's the wild contrast that's going to be happening while the East sits buried under all this snow and ice. We're talking 80s and 90s in the South and desert Southwest, Santa Fe, Tucson, Southwest Texas getting plumb warm by midweek. Texas goes from 60s on Monday to 80s on Tuesday with record-breaking warmth near Amarillo, then 90s by Wednesday down in Austin. That major ridge building across the center of the country is going to pump all that heat northward into the plains eventually. The good news is this means the snowpack in the Northeast won't stick around forever, probably mostly gone in a week or 2. But before that warmth arrives, you got to survive this storm first, and it's going to be one for the record books in a lot of places. All right, let me give you the quick summary of the 4 things you absolutely need on your radar for the next 72 hours. Number 1. Historic bomb cyclone nor'easter outperforming every forecast with blizzard conditions from Delmarva to Boston through Monday. Number 2. Widespread power outage risk from those 50 to 70 miles per hour gusts combined with heavy wet snow bringing everything down. Number 3. Lake effect snow piling up across the Great Lakes on top of main storm totals. Buffalo could legitimately see 3 feet. Number 4. Back-to-back systems coming this week with a possible ice storm component that I'll break down in full tomorrow. After what happened to those 153 families during Fern, I made myself a promise to never sugarcoat another storm as long as I do this. The same utilities that failed those families are about to get tested again. And I'm praying to God they actually learned something. If you know someone in these affected areas, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, send them this video right now tonight. The information about generator safety alone could genuinely save somebody's life this weekend. It's that serious. Hit that like button if this helped you out. It genuinely makes a difference getting these warnings in front of more people who need them. Subscribe if you haven't. I'll probably be going live tomorrow as this thing really starts cranking across the Northeast. Leave me a comment with your city and what you're seeing outside right now. I'm reading every single one of them, I promise. Also, tell me what region needs deeper coverage tomorrow. I want to make sure I'm hitting the areas y'all care about most. The community in these comments has been absolutely incredible. Folks sharing updates and looking out for each other. That's what it's about. If this video keeps even one family safe this weekend, that's exactly why I'm here doing this. That's the whole point. Stay warm. Stay safe. Check on your neighbors. Keep those pets inside. And I'll see you tomorrow with the real-time updates. I appreciate every single one of you more than you know. Y'all take care of yourselves and each other out there tonight. Peace.